Hey guys, what's going on? Resident Gamer, and today we are going to be playing the Pokemon trading card game, and this part's actually coming out after I actually recorded the entire video because I was originally going to make it all into one video, but I did not realize how long I actually spent in the tutorial. It actually takes about half an hour to complete the tutorial, given my pace trying to explain everything. But anyways, guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little introduction. Not going to keep you all here too long. Hopefully you enjoy part 2, and it's going to sound a little weird, you know, the next part over for this, but it's because I was recording this without, you know, any preparation. I just started talking and recording, which usually I like to do a little bit of a script for, but for these little tutorial things, I think I'm going to do a little bit of free verse talking just because it'll flow a little bit better, and I'll actually give myself enough time to explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and talk in a very orderly fashion. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is going to be part 2. Part 3 is going to come out relatively close after this one comes out because it's the part I was talking about after. I thought, you know, this is all going to be part, you know, this part's going to be part 1 and the next part's going to be part 2, but I realized how long I took, you know, even installing this game in general, you know, my whole rant on, okay guys, we're going to be talking about this game. We're going to be first installing the game. Then we're going to be doing this, also talking why I'm actually really trying to get a lot of people into this game right now, you know, with the event going on. And so, I'm sorry for, you know, how long this video is going to be. It's about 35-40 minutes right after this part's done. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoy my little explanation of the tutorial, trying to give you a bit of more in-depth version of the tutorial. Next video, I will be talking about stats conditions, also a bit of quick tricks and startup guide for, you know, people after they finish the tutorial. What you want to do next, what you want to focus on getting done, and all that fun stuff. What theme decks to start with, what theme decks to focus on, and just kind of talk about that stuff, talk about a little bit more random things. I'll probably skip a bit more in the next ones, just so, you know, I don't keep you guys here too terribly long. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and again, sorry for the awkward transition. Okay guys, next up after loading up your game, after it's installing, is of course logging in. Just enter in your username and password, you know what, and then hit login. Pretty self-explanatory, but like so far, I just want to cover up all my bases before I get some troll comments saying, but you forgot this part. I'm like, please no. Anyways, it takes a little bit of time to load up. It usually likes to freeze at 81% for a while, so just be patient with it, and just wait 10 years and eventually it'll load up. Not the best thing at this, but we'll get there.
The computer screen has a horrible glare, so that's why I turned it the other way. Fair warning, guys, this video doesn't really have a point. I'm already thinking of possible titles for this video without it being too clickbaity. Maybe I can do one of those all caps titles, see how that feels. I'll think of something. Before I say anything else, I just want to say Merry Christmas, and let's try and get this video to 666 likes and 420 dislikes. Let's make it happen. I just wanted to say that my parents were not a fan of that joke. Oh, you're promoting Satanism. Why don't you do 316 likes? If you were offended by that joke, tell me so my parents can prove that they were right. Speaking of unprofessional, do you guys like my setup I got going on here? I have my razor chair and this Tempur-Pedic pillow. I'm at my grandma's house. The internet kind of sucks. Did you guys have a good Christmas? Also, you guys, this is the first video I'm making with 2 million subscribers. Thank you for that. I don't have any sprinkles on me right now. One thing I want to point out is this comic I made 4 years ago about this guy saying, "Thanks for 2 million followers." And then at the bottom it says, "That's what I'll say when I get 2 million followers." I'll talk more about it in the subscriber special, but I just wanted to say, thanks. I'm glad you came along.
partner!
So okay, let's talk about the actual video now. So I'm from Arizona. I don't get any snow where I live. My childhood wasn't filled with snowball fights and building snow forts and falling into a freezing pond when you're ice skating. I think one time when I was a little kid, I really wanted a white Christmas like all the other kids in the movies get, and so I was really hoping for one, and then on Christmas Day, it was foggy. And I also wasn't in Arizona that year. But I mean, it still counts. And I'm not in Arizona right now. I'm in a place that snows. Me and my siblings have only ever built a snowman once in our entire lives. And that was with the help of our brother-in-law. And he made it look so easy. But now we're gonna try and do it all on our own. So have fun watching us do that.
You ready to go, Poppy? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Just like this one! Would that be considered animal abuse? No. Don't like drop her, but like set her down. Okay, well that didn't work as well as I wanted it to. She just laid down.
Okay. So guys, we are finally back. I am sorry. It took me a while, but I'm just like, after watching a YouTube video, I'm like, huh, I think this thing froze. So, restarted, and of course, in 10 seconds it loaded up this time, fine. Anyways, let's just go accept our terms and services again, I guess. Okay, then we have Professor Hall. You know, we always have to have a professor named after a tree. And oh, okay. That was a little side. Anyways, we're gonna go through the tutorial, learning how to actually play this game. They tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. Let's take a look at this Pokemon card. Right, we're gonna zoom in on this Eevee, so you actually see its hit points, the stage attack, you know, basic Pokemon first stage, second stage, and its attacks, and how much energy it requires. I'm always tempted to say mana. I played a lot of Magic, okay? Then we just unzoom and we're gonna be like, huh, okay, Zach. Or Zach. I don't know, that's a really weird way to spell Zach. We'll call you Zatch Bell, you know, that was a pretty good anime. Each player starts by drawing a card. Okay, energy allows Pokemon to attack. You can attach 1 energy per turn. Zatch will attach 1 steel energy to his Rattata. You're a psychic, Holly. You know exactly what energy you drew. You're a psychic, man. You're all spoiling this for this guy, too, though. Okay, we got electric energy. We're pretty good. On your first turn, you can actually attack. Technically, that was his second. Oh, we essentially put a Pokemon out for, you know, starting out the game. And then, after that, it turns into the next person's turn. So, usually, you have about 6 cards in hand, 7 cards in hand. But, okay. You know. See, we actually have the, yeah, you start off 7 cards in your hand. You have to place at least 1 basic Pokemon down before you start playing. I feel like I should explain this a bit first, because the game didn't really completely go over this. And so essentially the way it goes is whoever runs out of prize cards, or whoever ends up having no Pokemon left on the field, you know, whenever you lose all your Pokemon on the field, you lose. If they lose all their Pokemon on the field, they lose. I know I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. I should probably just redo this, but I'm in the middle of a tutorial. If anything, I will mute the sound and just rejoin with my beautiful voice again in the editing. But anyways, we're going to tag with Smash Kick. You know what? Just 10 damage. You need to do 30 more damage. This guy's going to be able to do 20 damage per turn. He uses Nod. It's 20. We're a bit worried right now. Then we attach our energy. Go for the second attack. As we have the energy for it. This is essentially just basic combat. It's not really going at most things. And this is about the bench. Whenever you have a Pokemon that's knocked out, you'll go to the next Pokemon on your bench. We're probably going to get a Pokemon. Oh no, we're just going to get a healing item. It's been a while. So I can't really remember all the steps. Okay, so this will heal our Pokemon for 30 damage. Now he only has 10 damage on him. Then we'll attack. You know what? You can use any of these abilities. We're just going to use Tail Whip because I always like doing the most damage I can. Sometimes it's not the best. It depends on your situation. Okay, and then we get to select a prize card. This is made up of 6 cards from the top of your deck. So yeah. So after you place down your basic Pokemon, you're going to place 6 prize cards down. Like I said before, game didn't really explain it too terribly well, but you know what? After playing this, I'm pretty sure in the other tutorials it does a lot better at it. It's just doing the basics of combat. And this is about abilities that require you to flip a coin. Of course, now we have another Pokemon onto the bench. We're going to add some energy to him. And we're going to do some damage. Like I said before, I'm just going for the most damage I can right now. It's not really, you know, a big deal if I do a lot of damage or a little bit of damage. It's just me doing adequate stuff. You know, we're just trying to kill these things as fast as possible or injure them, whatever you want to say. You know, no Pokemon abuse. Then he's going to get a prize card as well. And of course we go into our Pikachu. Attach our third energy, use Electro Ball. Confirm the knockout. He has no Pokemon remaining, so we technically will win this game. For this one, just automatically gives you a random prize card. You know, top left to bottom right. This is your daughter? Nice to meet ya. Okay, we're going to go into a little bit more of the advanced rules. This is probably going to be more of the stuff that I really want to talk about. See, we start out with the hand of 7. I got that part right. This is actually a really terrible hand. But you can actually only mulligan if you have no basic Pokemon to start out with. That's the only time you actually get to mulligan, because you show your hand to your opponent. Look, I have no basic Pokemon. I technically can't start this game. I shuffle my deck, draw 7 cards, and then my opponent gets so my opponent will get to draw a card for each mulligan I have to take. I know I'm kind of explaining this before the game probably will explain it to me, but yeah. Yeah, we're in trouble. We really need to get this next Pokemon down. Anyways, we only have 2 prize cards. Usually it's 6 as you saw before, but this is just for the sake of finishing this. Oh gosh. So yeah, this is about evolving Pokemon into Stage 2. You cannot do it on your first turn. That's thing that you guys will probably need to know. You actually cannot evolve your Pokemon on the first turn that they were played, but the next turn you can evolve them, unless you have certain trainer cards. Then you can actually evolve them on the first turn they're played. And they get better abilities. You cannot use anything from the previous evolution unless you have a certain card that will say otherwise, or the Pokemon card says otherwise. Not sure if there's anything that says otherwise. But yeah, what he did was retreat, so essentially it will push the Pokemon to your bench, takes off energy for the cost of the retreat, and then you can select a Pokemon from your bench to put on. Sadly, you know what, you lose all the energy, but he also does not have to worry about losing that prize card yet. Okay, we'll attach another energy, go for Electro Ball, do 80 damage, get to draw a prize card. What do you know, more energy. The decks that they give you to start out with are pretty interesting. As you can see, we also have 16 cards. Also, just like every other card game, once you run out of cards to draw, on your next draw step, you do lose the game. Because if you draw null cards, then, you lose. Yeah, null is, you know, meaning nothing. But look, all my prizes were energy, so that's always fun. We won! So we've gotten 75 Pokecoins so far. Technically we're at 100 because of course I got the 25 for verifying my email. Great job. Let's teach you. Let's see how you do against a trainer. Defeat and earn booster packs and powerful Pokemon EX cards. And now, if you guys don't know, EX cards are the special kind of cards. They actually have a little bit of different rules to them. Essentially, an EX card does count as a basic Pokemon. A Mega EX, though, is an evolution of an EX card, so that is not a basic Pokemon. So you can actually play an EX card as a basic Pokemon onto your bench or as your starting Pokemon. And the bad part about them, though, is usually they do have a lot of more powerful attacks, which is the good part, but they also have, whenever they get knocked out, it's 2 prize cards instead of 1, but that's mostly because of their ridiculous amount of health in comparison to a lot of other basic stage Pokemon. Anyways, guys, let's get into the next battle. We're against Calvin. Let's see what we're going to learn now. Okay, this one's a little bit more free verse. It's actually more about me choosing what Pokemon I want to choose and what would be best to start out with. We have a Pikachu and an Electabuzz. In the long run, Pikachu is going to be the best one to play, but, you know, for the first turn, we're probably going to go for Electabuzz for the additional HP and the fact that I can get to his second move a lot quicker. Now, he did play in either, and he essentially just gets to play an additional energy down. Now we're going to put our Pikachu down. We, of course, have a support card. You can only play 1 support card per turn, which kind of sucks, but, you know, they're pretty powerful compared to normal of your items. You can play as many items as you have every turn if you really want to. We're just going to do 10 damage here. Now we're both in flip coin situations. He does get the head, so he does do 30 damage instead. See, this is actually a good time to use my potion because, of course, he's taking 30 damage. I'll put him at 0. You know, make sure he doesn't get hit for 30 again. Now we're just going to put our energy on Electabuzz. Go for a second ability. Only doing 20, I missed the coin flip, so that kind of sucks because I could have gone from having confirmed knock him out next round to only having a chance to knock him out next round. He's getting real lucky on the heads and tails. I suck at this game. But anyways, now we're going to start loading up another Pokemon because he can only hold about 2, or he can hold as many energy as you really want to put on him. But, you know, since I only have enough energy to do 2, you know, put 2 energy to actually do his strongest attack, it's recommended I start setting up another Pokemon just in case he actually managed to go down. But it doesn't look like he is because I have 2 supporters in hand. I can use Pokemon to really heal him up. Now we're going to use energy. We could use the switch here, but our guy's still pretty good. He's going to be able to confirm knockout this red or Tad next round unless he switches Pokemon. He does not switch Pokemon. He doesn't even damage me, which is kind of stupid. But essentially, I'm just going to show you, the switch mechanic. Switch Pokemon don't have to use the retreat cost. Really nice. But we're just going to go ahead and do 50, win the game. Pretty simple. The tutorial is really easy. It's just trying to get you used to the whole mechanics, combat mechanics, and everything like that. We are up to, I think, 175 now. Pokecoins are used to purchase in-game objects that are not tradable. We're going to go for a similar setup. Like I said before, I really like starting out with the whole Electabuzz into the Pikachu thing, just because Pikachu takes a little bit longer to set up, even though you do get the better ability in the long run, but I'd rather have my Electabuzz with more HP take more hits. Misty's Determination. This is actually, actually, I don't remember this from the time I played, but it's probably because they've updated since Evolutions came out. Discard a card from your hand. If you do, look at the top 8 cards of your deck, put one of them into your hand, and then shuffle the other ones back in your deck. You know, I could actually discard a card. We're just going to go with Furo. He takes a little bit longer to set up. I don't really feel like I'm for Sparrow. Yeah, I'll go for the Rattata. Even though I was probably going to draw that next turn, it's still good to have. Probably would have gone for something better to set up with, but, you know, this gives me a shuffling, and shuffling in game is actually pretty powerful. I don't know if you guys are aware of the whole power behind shuffling. You know, you actually get to randomize your deck a little bit more. Let's go evolve him right here, because we can. When Pokemon evolves, it keeps all special. You know, here, when it finally do stuff, it'll actually tell you. So, it keeps all energy and damage counters on it. It just gets additional moves. Okay, we're going to do 40 here. We are going to be able to knock this thing out next round unless it manages to do a little bit of a switch on us. Okay, with the Hard Charm, it actually reduces damage by 20. Pretty strong, you know what, especially for something I have out to be more of a tank right now. Now we're going to get our Raichu set up. He's only taking 10 damage, so no real point to play this card. Anyways, doesn't matter if we get heads or tails here, we're going to be able to knock out anyways. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize he played town map last turn. So essentially, I get to see his price cards, but so does he. So he knows exactly which ones to go for whenever he knocks out a Pokemon. Yep, that's roller skates. Essentially, he's going to flip a coin. If it's heads, he gets to draw 3 cards. If it's tails, then nothing happens. We're really going to Raichu set up here. Hello, game. Did it crash? Am I too good for this game? It just froze up on me. We're gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna pause the video, see if it comes back.
We can build it's a snow blanket around her. Okay, grab a bucket.
Okay guys, we're back. It didn't actually take too terribly long to have it all fix itself. Just wanted to make sure that I didn't take up too much time because the editing would be more painful in the long run for me. Okay, heads here. We need to get heads next turn, and we actually managed to knock out the Eakins. So let's see if we can do that. Fun tip is actually snake backwards. Hard charm, you know, I drew that. Just gonna attach it to Raichu, because whenever Octobuzz goes down, we get to switch him out. You know what, even though I don't think he's gonna get knocked down anytime soon. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna keep using ambush. I mean, I'm probably gonna switch him out next, because I just wanna do that 20 damage at first. Okay, yeah, this is essentially game. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to retreat. Yep, don't show me this again. Take away the 2 energy I have attached to him. Then just go for the Electro Ball. Do the max of 100 damage, knock him out. Take a prize card. It's TR now. One of my favorite supporters, actually, just because he's so useful. He's a draw 3 cards, which is just powerful. Look, we even got another Tierno, but of course, only 1 supporter per turn. We will definitely win this turn. I just want to show you a few other things, and I always like to do as much as I can, because if I have a confirmed victory, you know, I just want to make sure I'm doing things for challenges and all that, because there are, of course, challenges which will give you coins and packs. It's pretty good. Each Pokemon play has no resistance. Stadium cards, there can only be 1 stadium card. Whenever someone plays an additional stadium card, they'll knock out the current stadium card. And so, essentially, this stadium card affects both of us, like most do. Each Pokemon play has no resistances, so, you know, if I attacked him with a Psychic Pokemon, or not, that's a weakness. So, if he attacked me with a Steel Pokemon, I technically will take full damage instead of the minus 20 modifier. It just, yeah, that's all it really is. It just takes away that little thing. It pretends like there's nothing there anymore. Okay, we're going to win there. And, of course, we're going off to our last match against, I forget this guy's name. Otis. I love that name. Otis. Same deck. Except, of course, we're slowly getting more cards, it seems like. They're not energy cards. That's kind of how it works, I guess. We have the Electrode in hand. I mean... I guess we're just gonna go for the Voltorb. Like, this is actually a situation where I was a little bit iffy on it, because they both are very similar, but of course, since I'm starting out, I'm not going to be able to do anything till turn 2 anyways, so it kind of is irrelevant to which one I played first. Okay, we're going to evolve it here. We're not going to Bicycle here. We can draw a card off that, but it's not really worth it. We want to make sure we have very little cards in hand before we Bicycle. Unless we're really desperate for a card. If we're really desperate for a card, then that's a situation where we might want to go invest in the Bicycle earlier. But, you know, I want to wait till I have almost no cards in hand. Like, the whole Giovanni thing. I can technically knock out the Scyther with Giovanni, which I'll probably end up doing, because he has 2 energy on it. He's already getting this thing set up. I don't want to make sure this thing gets up. So essentially, I'm going to push him back like 2 turns by just doing 80 damage instead of a regular 60. You know, sometimes you have to make those judgment calls, like, I can save this and use it for the card draw, or I can use it now and go for the whole, my opponent has to reset a Pokemon, because when you invest all your eggs in one basket, you do kind of risk, you know, the whole thing, like, oh my gosh, I just spent so many turns getting this thing set up for it to completely be null now, you know. It doesn't matter how much I took to set it up. Okay, now we're just going to take our 20 damage from the Weedle. He can actually knock us out next turn. So we are going to get a little bit desperate here. I'm going to start setting up the Pikachu. I'm going to go for the Bicycle, draw 2. I managed to get an Evo Soda, which is actually pretty good. Essentially what this is going to allow me to do is, it will allow me to look at any Pokemon that my Pokemon that I currently have down can evolve into, and evolve it. This cannot be used on the first turn a Pokemon was played, because essentially what you need to do is you need to play the Evo Soda if it can evolve this turn, and if it can, then you can evolve it. We're going to be able to knock out this Weedle pretty easily. I got a little bit desperate there, though, just because, you know what, this thing is going to be able to do the 20 damage next turn. Almost 60. So this guy's almost guaranteed at 40. He misses, luckily for us, but, you know, it's still pretty good to start getting prepared for the worst. Anyways, our Electrode could get knocked out here. But it is looking pretty good for us. Spoke too soon. Oh yeah, it's 20 times the number of heads. So I guess, you know what, we're not really in any immediate danger. I can still knock it out with this thing, so I don't really feel like using our switch yet. And also I managed to heal it up a bit, so I'm not really too terribly worried. Of course, it can still get knocked out by, you know, the double hit. If he evolves this one. Doesn't look like he is. This thing does 60, I can do 60 damage, so, you know, that's just GG at this point. I've already won. Let me just put all my Pokemon down on my bench. Hail my Pokemon. They are all powerful, you are not worthy. Knock out the Deano. Of course, as you can see, a lot of these matches are pretty easy. It's really to get you used to the combat system. And of course, we're going to get our EX Pokemon and a pack. Got Lugia EX. I think last time I got a pretty bad EX, but Lugia EX is actually pretty decent, so I guess it's a bit of a random EX. I don't know, leave in the comments what Pokemon you got from your EX. And of course, we get Steam Siege back. Steam Siege is the expansion before last, so it's still relatively new cards. Of course, you know, it gives you the basic 10. Any cards that are face down, of course, we're going to get at least 1 rare per pack. Many cards that are face down are either rare or secret rare cards. And so let's see, our rare was here. Cling Clang. It's not the best, but in a theme deck, it's actually pretty good. And that was our daily mission. These are some free decks that allow us to play with. And after we actually get all 7 cards for the deck, we can play them in versus mode, which is the whole versus I was talking about before. It has the really good things. But, of course, they're also going to give us a free deck. Versus reset. The free deck being Mental Knights. Actually is a pretty decent deck. You see a lot of people using this, of course, because it is a free deck. But I really like that. You know what? They actually like the community enough to give us this free stuff. And let me just go to home, because the whole daily reward system here. Of course, I'm talking about the whole holiday thing. Enter in the code, the code holiday 2016. I'll give you, I think it's 5 mystery crates. But we're going to do that after, of course, we get our daily reward. Of course, our daily reward today was the deck, but you know, always check that. So I'm going to show you what holiday rewards look like. Next day we're going to get 25 coins, then third day we're going to get booster pack. That's actually a pretty good reward system for your first few. But after this one, it's like every 5 days you log in, you get a free pack instead, and it's usually not 25 coins, usually like 5, 10, 15 in that order. So we're going to go to redeem codes, and the code for the holiday season is Holiday 2016. Submit code. We get on an uncommon chest. We get 5 of them. We go to our collection, and like packs, we get to open these. Congratulations, you finished your first game. Here's a trainer. Okay. I didn't actually finish a game, I just opened up a chest, but okay. Okay, so we get a Lapras, that's an uncommon holo. Silent Lab, another uncommon holo. We're just going to quickly go through these. You can actually get some pretty good cards. Of course, anything that's face down is a rare of some sort. So let's see what this is. Guard of War. It's pretty good. I got a potion. It's not good. But you know what? Free cards, we'll take them. And Lysandre. Lysandre's actually a really good supporter. It's always nice to see him until you get a playset. Then you just don't want to see him anymore because you have him. Anyways, now we have Versus unlocked, we have the Trainer Challenge unlocked, and of course we also have the shop. Right now is also a really good time to get into the game, just because, of course, we have the Heart Gold and Soul Silver packs re-released. These are not standard legal, but anyone trying to get into the other formats, such as Legacy, and I think Legacy is the only thing these things are actually used in. I don't think they're actually expanded legal. But yeah, so if you're trying to get into the Legacy format and such, a really good time to get in and start playing, to start getting cards, especially for some of these decks. You can actually purchase theme decks through here. Any cards in the theme deck pool you can actually use to make your own decks and go into standard, expanded, Legacy, whatnot. And the good thing about the Heart Gold and Soul Silver decks are out right now is because of certain cards in them. Click on and go to view deck. Sorry. Had a little frog in my throat, couldn't really talk. But anyways, cards like Professor Oak's New Theory. This is actually a really good card in the Legacy format. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. Essentially, this is like, okay, I really don't want to lose these cards, so I'm going to shuffle them back in my deck and draw 6 new ones. There's also cards that essentially just discard your hand and draw like 6 or 7 cards, but this is actually really good. It's actually a really good card. And so, paying 600 coins for this card is not too bad, considering I think I spent like 2 or 3 packs, because there's a trading system in this game. And for a while, it was like 2 or 3 packs per one. 2 or 3 packs of the most current, so it's like technically like a $3 card. And so, you know, these decks kind of were re-released, and so it's actually a good chance to start getting your Professor Oak's New Theories and your bills and whatnot if you really need bills, because I think a couple decks actually use bill. But so you can get a whole playset of Professor Oak's New Theories out of these. Some of these other cards, not really sure how many of them actually have Legacy usage, but, you know, just for Professor Oak's New Theory and also for a... sorry, I was going a little off topic, but, you know, just for other cards to be able to actually play in the Legacy format, it's actually pretty decent, you know, and also if you just want to play with a random deck, they're not really the best for theme matches. I mean, I've tried them out before. I've tried most of them so far. Recently I actually tried the Meganium deck. Lost a game and won a game, but the Meganium deck, you're really just relying on getting out Meganium. A lot of these cards don't actually have a lot of damage behind them compared to some other decks, like one that I think is just really powerful is the Steam Siege Gears of Fire deck, just because you have Kling Clang, you have Pyroar, and you have Volcanion, and these cards are just, look at the damage. I mean, this guy does 100 damage, and he's a basic Pokemon. You can play this guy in your first turn. You know, if you get him in your opening hand, you can play him down, start loading 3 energy on him, and do 100 damage per turn. And then you got Pyroar, which is a stage 1, so of course you need a relying in the Litleo, then the Pyroar, but you have ways to get the Pyroar, like through Evosoda and such. And he does Incinerate for 3, which is 90 damage plus discarding all tool cards attached to opponent's active Pokemon, which is before damage. So you essentially, like, let's say that Hard Charm on their Pokemon, and so in theory you're only going to do about 70 damage, but because it discards that tool card on the Pokemon, it's going to do its full 90 damage. And you also have Persian, which first turn it evolves, you essentially get guaranteed 60 damage, which with how many Meowths and Persians you have, it's pretty likely you're going to do. And Quang, sure, you know, it's 70 damage for 3 compared to the others doesn't sound like a whole lot, especially because this is a stage 2 Pokemon, so you need to first evolve Clink into Quang. But after doing 70 damage, each additional turn, instead of 70, you'll do 140 damage, because it's 70 plus 70 if you use Gear Spinner on the previous turn. And it doesn't stack, so it only goes up to 140 damage, but putting them on that 140 damage, that knocks out just about every single Pokemon in the current format. Or for the theme format, sorry, not the current, standard format. Because EX cards usually have around 180 health, but, so essentially you're taking down any Pokemon after getting this thing up. And also, damage it takes is reduced by 10 for each retreat cost on that active Pokemon. So if you're against another Quang, and let's say it's his first time using Gear Spinner, because Quang has a retreat cost of 3, instead it's going to cost him, or it's not going to cost, it's only going to do 40 damage instead of its normal 70, or it's only going to do 110 damage instead of its normal, which is actually pretty strong. And of course Rapidash is pretty good too. I mean, this was actually the first deck I got. I actually bought this deck in person, entered in the code online, because if you do buy any of these decks in person, they will come with an online code that you can redeem and play these decks on the online game instead of actually having to buy them through the game's currency system. And so, you can pick up a deck, because you want to start playing in person, you kind of want to also experiment online, and you get to play both in person and online. It's actually a really good deal. I really like the way they implemented their online system. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the original video of me actually explaining the whole Pokemon game. You know what? Sign up, start playing your game, start, get your mental night deck out, start climbing that ladder for ladder rewards. I accidentally went to the wrong thing. I really wanted to go ladder when I said that. Create new deck, expanded format, card. Okay, I get this in my collection. Drag cards into there. I get it. Save deck. Okay, sorry about that. That, of course, tutorial's gonna bug us. So that I think it just wants me to stop the video. Okay, so guys, you know what? I just got DC probably because my internet's killing itself again, because thank you Verizon Fios. But anyways, guys, really hopefully that this video gets out to you guys before the event ends on January 1st for all these additional rewards off the Versus Ladder bonus wheel. Because, I mean, I was getting 355 tokens off of my first one, then 100 tokens, and then 55 tokens, which, as you can see, theme decks cost about 500, 600 tokens. So the fact I essentially can get half that in one game, and a pack costs about 200 tokens, so I can get that in a game technically, it's actually pretty good. I think that's actually a really good system going on right now, really helpful for beginners trying to get those decks, trying to get new cards, and just pretty good because their ladder system actually does a system where it's sorry, I'm trying to speak, I'm kind of rambling on a bit, but essentially it's going to match you with someone of similar skill level, and if they do have an advantage over you in skill level, then if you manage to beat them, you instead get 15 coins instead of your normal, or 15 points instead of your normal 10 points on ladder. Ladder, at the very end, you get a full art trainer card. Not sure what it is for this month yet. I'm only on the tier 2 because I haven't been playing recently. I've been busy doing other stuff like playing Pokemon Sun and Moon, playing Rainbow Six Siege, hanging out with friends and whatnot, and of course Christmas. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this tutorial kind of helps you guys. You know, I started getting into it. I'll be doing an additional video right after this one. So while I'm compiling all this stuff together, I'll actually be working on doing the next video. Hopefully you guys like this. I'll try to do more Pokemon stuff because I do like the TCG. I'll also do all, other TCG games that you guys are curious of, like Magic's online game, Yu-Gi-Oh's online game. And so look forward to those videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more content, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye.